Also because you fall asleep in every film, so you don't know what you see.
And you know what? I figured that out. I think that's a glucose issue.
Okay.
I do. I think that's a glucose issue for my obsession with my glucose sugar levels. Apparently, people with glucose problems fall asleep really early. Can you believe I'm a DJ?
Shh, don't tell mum.
Hello
and welcome to Shh, Don't Tell Mum. My name's Barney.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is the 34th most listened to parenting podcast in Great Britain, the greatest of Britons.
Why did I whisper that? That I was like ashamed that it was. I don't think anything above 10 should be announced.
Well, I believe that we should be honest with our viewers and listeners. I feel like everyone appreciates the honesty because we talk about things like parenting, which is things you should be honest about.
And before we crack on, please share it with a pal, a friend, a parent, a dog, anyone. Please share. Do that share now. Pull over. Don't do it when you're driving. Pull over the car, then share it, please.
And just to make you all aware,
Jamie's had coffee.
Jamie's had a coffee. If you're listening to this on Spotify, the video version of this podcast is available on YouTube, on Shh, Don't Tell Mum, the YouTube channel we have now for the podcast. Woohoo! And if you just want to listen to the audio in the car, then Spotify is your best bet.
And remember, it's 3 H's and 3 dots.
Were you looking at our sign?
No, I was just making sure that we got the
so
the
that
sign
you could spell
right.
the podcast
Did you get
correctly.
it right on the pillow? Of course you did.
Of course I did.
The
Because I'm the
logo.
best.
Actually, I printed that.
Oh, so you're just giving yourself a compliment?
Of course.
Okay, that's cool. So nothing's changed then. Speaking of nothing changing, we're back to our regular scheduled program. This is like a normal episode for us.
No
We're going to kick things off.
myth-busting, no New Year's resolutions, no Christmas Day shenanigans. This is all about how's Rocket doing?
Exactly. What's new with Rocket?
Yeah. How is
So
Rocket?
I feel like the thing that we should start this off with is he's almost 2 years old and those terrible twos are slowly creeping in. He's a bit grisly at the moment, isn't he?
Oh my dear Lord. Honestly, I feel like the most loved parent and the most hated parent all at the same time.
So if for those of you who may not know, there's something called an Oedipus complex, right? And an Oedipus complex is it's kind of like a psychological terminology. When we're children, we are supposedly from the age of about 2 to the age of about 3-ish in love with your opposite sex parent, and that's called the Oedipus complex. So if you have a young boy, they're in love with the mother. If you have a young girl, they're in love with the father.
Do you feel like that's the case with Rocket then?
I feel like he is becoming a bit obsessed with you. So every time you leave a room, he starts crying. If I pick him up and pull him like away from you, like walk to the other end of the room and you're still stood in the kitchen or something, he starts crying. Whenever you try and put him to bed, he starts crying. But when I put him to bed, he doesn't. So it's like, I think any kind of abandonment issues from you or like he loves you a lot.
Which is why I cried on the last episode, because I felt like I'd abandoned him in the first 3 weeks of having him for a job that treated me so badly. And I think that's a big deal for a parent to be like, I mean, for a mother as well, that connection. I saw something, and I don't think it's the truth, but I saw that there is a direct effect on kids if they leave their mother too soon after. Did I say that wrong? Why do you always laugh at me? I feel like I shouldn't even...
Nothing to do with what we were talking about. I was literally talking about an Oedipus complex, about how kids are in love with their opposite sex parent. And you were like, yeah, so when I was working and I decided to not be with him and
I actually, no, I'm saying
like,
to you,
we're not talking about that.
I'm saying to you, I left Rocket too soon, and maybe this is what caused him to react this way. It's nothing to do with that.
You think that because you left him when he was 3 weeks old, he's now using that against you?
Possibly could be. You know, you never know.
Jamie, think with that brain of yours.
People that do not THC, what's that thing called?
CBD?
No. That ceremony, DMT, and they're saying, oh, a thing came up from me when I was 3 months old. That issue came up. These things affect kids. Mental health issues affect children. All to do with their parents. He's on social media. He might sue us one day and be like, you know what, you caused... I'm going into a pigeonhole here, aren't I? I should just divert subjects right now. Okay, we're going back to the scheduled programming. So yes, Rocket is obsessed with his mother.
Rocket's obsessed with you. He's also got this love now. It's kind of like a diverted love, a split love between his dummy and chocolate.
And Cece.
Kordeshi, he likes to call it. So we had a Lindt advent calendar, chocolate advent calendar over Christmas that we didn't really touch. So we have it in our bedroom. So in the mornings when he comes in, sometimes we give him a little piece of chocolate from it. And for some reason, he has started going, what?
I'm singing the theme tune as you say it.
What theme tune? Oh, the song that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Nice, thanks.
As you say it.
Thanks for that.
Well, because I have the vision of him eating the chocolate in my phone.
And he takes the calendar from the bedside table and he goes, Kordeshi! And we haven't figured out what Kordeshi means.
I know what it is.
Shut up.
Yes, it's calendar and chocolate mixed together.
Kordeshi.
Calendar and chocolate. Chocolate. Kordeshi is calendar. Calendar. Kordeshi.
That's the biggest load of horse shit
No,
I've
I'm
ever
serious.
heard you say.
What? How do you think they link it?
He's invented a word
And I'm
for
like,
his love of chocolate, which is
At
Kordeshi.
nighttime, I'm like, in the morning you can have your chocolate calendar. And he's like, Kordeshi. And I'm like, he's mixing the two words. It's like Holly and Ben.
Hobben.
Exactly.
His favourite show.
He cuts all the words down. He's like, you know that?
There's so many new things with Rocket.
What was that
Hobben.
language that you used to do as a kid? Hachlefle, hablebleu, you know, the kid thing. At schools in the UK, they'd be like, habada A to habada boo to habada ah. It's like we would make this own language. Do you guys know what I mean? Bubble language. Bubble. Are you kidding me?
Oh, thanks.
What was it called? Bubble language. All our Europeans,
bubbly language.
all our European people aren't going to know. They'll be like, we just spoke English.
What is going on here? Am I surrounded by idiots? What is happening?
Bubble language. Are you sure?
Okay.
Bubble language.
We didn't do that at Hogwarts.
I mean, guys, he did go to a very, very private
another thing. You know, there's so
school.
many new things to Rocket. Another thing that we're also like looking at right now, or something that I feel like we've entrusted with him a little bit, is that we kind of trust him to do his own thing when he walks out the room. Every single time our little baby would walk out the room or start climbing the stairs, we'd be like, whoa, we got to go get him and bring him back. Nowadays, he just went upstairs the other day and I was like, I'm just going to leave it and see what he does. And he just went upstairs, walked into his room, sat there and just started playing with his toys. And I was like, I almost feel comfortable letting him chill out in a room by himself at the moment. I'm not going to do that, but I feel like I do. And I feel like you're just on your effing phone.
I'm trying to find the Hubba Bubba language.
No one cares about Hubba Bubba language.
Okay. I'm serious. I can't believe you don't remember that at school.
We're not weird.
Guys,
we weren't weird at school.
Hit me up if you remember the Hubba Bubba language.
Yeah, tell me what it is.
Bubba language.
She's obviously saying Hubba Bubba like she thinks it's about bubble gum. It's not.
It was a thing we did at school and I never got it. I just would put a word behind the other word. That's what I thought it was.
You're definitely the kid that didn't understand it and thought that they did.
Yeah. Always the way. I've still got things from high school that I wish I didn't take on, like clicking my fingers. Oof. Bad habit. But I didn't smoke, so there you go.
Well done, babe.
What did you take from school that you do now?
What's that?
What did you take from school that you take on now as your day-to-day? Do you click fingers? Did you start that at school?
I don't know if I started it at school, but I do it.
What do you do?
From school.
Good story, bro. Right, okay, next
question.
You
asked, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, you got to think on your toes. Apparently, you're the presenter here.
What did I do at school that I do now?
You need a coffee.
I learned how to make a tie. I can still do that.
And
not make a tie, but
did
tie a tie.
Did you see the form of what Rocket has to learn before he goes to school? Like,
shut up.
Yeah,
there's a form.
There's a form. He has to know how to tie his shoelaces. Yeah. He has to know which side of the road to walk on. All these little things that he has to qualify for. He has to know all the colours. He needs to know 1 to 50. Yeah.
To 50?
Yeah. It's on the list.
What's this before? Before he's 4 years old?
No, yeah, before he goes to school.
Oh, that's all right. You can already count to 12.
I know. But isn't that incredible that you have to know that? You have to know how to speak.
All the colours. You have to tie your shoes. You got to count 1 to 50.
Walk on the right side of the road. I literally saw it was like these the criteria to get into the school.
That's madness.
But I think it's because it's a prep school.
It is a prep school, yeah. As we're doing a regular scheduled program episode, what's your TikTok turn off for this week, Jamie?
Well, I have a very good one this week.
Ooh, she's got a good one.
Week. It might not be trending by the time this podcast comes out because, we do
That's the nature of social media.
But there's one on social media at the moment. It would be like, what would I look like if I was a gossip girl? No one gives a what you look like if you were in Gossip Girl. Sorry, why is that a trend? And how is it getting likes and views? No, I'm serious.
Yo!
Are you serious? Let's bleep that one out, people.
What I find funny is that she's probably going to end up doing it in the next week. I'll be like, it did really well on TikTok.
Oh my God, CapCut. Oh my God.
CapCut. So that's your turn off? People,
that is my turn off.
What does it do?
What
does the filter do?
This and I'm like, why?
What does the filter do?
It basically uses AI to create you into a Gossip Girl character.
Okay, have you tried it?
No.
Did it give you a shit character or something?
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm just kind of like, I watched it and I was flicking and I was like, who gives a shit if you look like a Gossip Girl? It was like that 1970s thing everybody had to pay for, to be like, what would I look like if I was in space? What would it look like if I was in high school? You know, the thing that went trending and everyone did it. You could turn yourself into like a superhero looking thing.
Yeah.
It was that. It's basically the same kind of thing, but you get it for free from CapCut.
Oh, I get none of that on my feed at all. I haven't got a single one.
So
and you're like,
weird.
everyone's doing this. And I'm like, are they? I haven't seen a single one.
But we've got such different algorithms.
We do, which I find quite cool, actually.
You go, oh, have you heard of that song that's trending? And I'm like, I've never heard this in my life.
Yeah. Honestly, like that's how it is with social media nowadays. Well, I think maybe TikTok specifically. That's why people say the algorithm on TikTok is so good. So my TikTok turn off for this week is someone who you probably don't even know about, considering we've just been speaking about algorithms, and he keeps popping up on my effing feed so much and it's doing my head in.
Who?
And we celebrate people that, let's face it, are not very talented, but at the same time...
Is it my favourite person in the world? He's really good looking.
No, it's not.
Matt Rife.
No, but he's another hot topic of conversation. Like, it's Bevo. Mate, like... I don't get it.
Who?
I don't. It's a guy who became famous on TikTok for not swallowing, for not chewing before he swallows his food. And I'm like, why are we celebrating this? I don't like all of his videos are getting like 5 million
before
views.
he chews his
No,
food.
not chewing before he swallows his food. So he puts a whole baked potato in his mouth and he bites down once and then he swallows the whole thing. And it shouldn't trigger me this much, but it triggers me so much. I hate this guy.
Honestly, social media is so freaking weird. Do you remember when you used
so
to throw
annoying.
like ice cold water on you and they're like, oh my God, the ALS challenge. And I'm like, no, you're not supporting
for
ALS.
charity.
No, nobody was supporting it. It was just a trend.
They were jumping on the train.
Now they're like, just sit in a bath for 5 minutes. The longer the better in the cold water.
But that is actually
trending.
good for you.
I know it is, but these trends are hilarious because next week it'll be like, actually, it's really dangerous to do that. Just do it in hot water.
Can I impression it for you? Because, okay, so you click on this guy's profile. He's called Bevo, right? And I think it's because he looks a bit like a beaver. He's got big teeth. But anyway.
Is that why he calls himself Beaver?
I think so, yeah.
At least he's...
But his surname is Beavis. So I don't know why I know this much about this guy. He's so annoying.
It's good to know that what you put your time into.
He's marketing genius. But he like starts his videos and he's like, he bigs up like the weirdest shit.
Okay, why are we giving this guy airtime?
He's like, I've got a kebab for you. He does food reviews. I've got a kebab today. Big up the Turks. Big up the Greeks. Big up the pita bread. Big up the doner. And he eats it and he's like, oh, it's mint. That's like a 7 out of 10. You know the rules. And he says, you know the rules in every video. No one knows the rules. He's never explained the rules once. No one knows the fucking rules. This guy is just like the bane of my life because no matter how many times I hold my thumb on the thing and put not interested, more of his videos come on my feed. TikTok, sort it out, please, before I have a nervous breakdown.
Jesus Christ, you've got a lot of pressure.
That's my TikTok.
So thank you for giving that guy more airtime. Loads of people just Googled him, and
Bevo,
it's gone up loads.
What I will say, I don't mean to shit on him so much, because what I will say is, like a lot of people say nowadays, securing the bag while he can. The kid's probably making a lot of money off social media right now.
How old is this guy?
And for someone that, let's just say, like I've already mentioned, it's not really a talent. He's just eating food and talking about it. And
yeah, but how old is he?
I don't know. He's young, probably. He's making money. So I'm like, fair play to you, mate. Ride that wave. But for me, it just annoys me. Please stop showing me his videos, TikTok. Please. Now Siri's going to start showing me them because I'm speaking about it. Oh, okay. I'm done with my TikTok turn off. There you go.
There you go.
And then the other thing was actually something I wanted to mention with you, which was the rise and fall of Matt Rife, because you've already spoken about it. The rise was meteoric. The fall is on its way. However, he's still selling out stadiums. So I don't think that people hate him as much. I don't think he's on a fall. I just think if you do successfully, you're going to get hate somewhere down the line. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And like he did
He's
divide.
a comedian. Comedians are going to split people up. Look at Ricky Gervais.
Oh my
people
God,
love him. People hate him. I love him.
But his audience is primarily women, Matt Rife, because he's a good-looking guy. And his opening joke on his new special was about domestic violence. And so that's why it was like, you just cultivated this massive audience over the past 6 months. And then now you're kind of shitting on that audience.
Did it get laughs?
Well, this is the thing. It divided people because a lot of people are like, he's a comedian. He can like make jokes about whatever.
You've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Sorry,
yeah,
you're making me tired.
And then the flip side are like, but your whole audience is female and then you're talking about domestic violence. That's not really fun. So yeah, my question was basically, what are your thoughts?
Well, I haven't seen it. What
are your thoughts on Matt Rife in general then?
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Funny?
He's gorgeous.
Fit? You fancy him?
He looks like you a bit.
Oh, go on.
Yeah,
then.
he's got like the soft features. And you could be a comedian. Have you ever thought about stand-up?
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's absolutely
I would love
the most
you to do it
terrifying
once,
thing ever.
though, just to see.
I would crap myself, especially after there's a new show that I've got into.
It'll all be about me.
There's a new show that I've actually got into watching.
That's not funny.
And it's called Kill Tony. It's on YouTube. It is a stand-up show. It's a stand-up comedian who basically hosts an open mic night and he records it and turns it into a TV series on YouTube. And it's very funny, but I watched some of the, it's open mic, so anyone can go on. They pick a name out of a hat, and then that name, they go up on stage. You get 60 seconds. You do 1 minute, you got to make them laugh. Some of them are honestly the most painful thing I've ever watched in my life. And it made me, I wanted the couch to swallow me while I was watching some of these people try and do stand-up.
I mean, he gets embarrassed about the littlest things.
Oh my God, the secondhand embarrassment that I get.
It's mad. We went for dinner with two couples, and they got into an argument at the table, and Barney wanted the world to swallow him up. And I literally just laughed at that situation, and it got sorted. Everything was fine. But at the end of the day, he was like,
people started laughing in the midst of this argument because they saw how much it was affecting me.
Yeah.
And they're arguing.
And I was literally the only funny thing about this situation is Barney dying in the corner here, shaking.
Honestly, it's a really quiet restaurant as well. Really nice, bougie, quiet. Just an argument erupts on our table, and I was just like,
yeah. Your willy went inside yourself.
I did. I went inside myself.
Yeah.
Oh, my willy went inside
about.
myself.
Have you had any?
My willy went
your willy went inside itself.
Like a turtle.
Literally, that's what it is.
Go on then.
Have you had any Karens in the comments recently with your social media?
Karens,
I feel like sometimes you do, but you just don't look at them because you're really good at not looking at the comments.
I'm good at not being bothered by comment sections, yeah. What I will say, actually, less so Karens, more so people that are, I feel like now that Rocket's a toddler, a lot of people are kind of dishing, not the dirt, but dishing more elements of their own personal life in the comment section, because stuff that's happening with Rocket now is more relatable because he's like a toddler. So it's kind of like the same as every other toddler in some ways. So I posted a video yesterday of Rocket falling asleep on the floor in the living room with me. So I'm laying on the floor with him and the camera's switching between me and him, and he's just falling asleep on the floor. And the caption is something like, when they're so cute and they're falling asleep, but then you realize they've fallen asleep on the floor and I've got to pick him up now and take him up to bed and it's going to wake him up. Anyway.
Yeah.
This woman put a really nice comment underneath it being like, I have 3 kids and we have a rule, wherever they drop is where they sleep. So it's if they fall asleep somewhere, you just leave them to it and that's where they're going to nap.
Yeah.
Don't touch them, don't move them. And I thought it was really nice. It's more it's less Karens in the comments, more people giving constructive criticism or people giving, saying it's okay that, he's like that. A lot of people, when I'm feeding him and he kicks off a bit in the what's on the menu videos, they sometimes kick off and go he's obviously tired and he needs to go to bed.
I know. Or he's not hungry. And then you wait 5 minutes, then he eats the whole thing. I'm just patience and perseverance with our kid. I feed 9 times out of 10 when we feed him, it's before he goes down for a nap. So that then he sleeps longer. So we feed him between 11:30 and 12:30. And at 12:30 he goes down. But this is what we try and do. We try and film the mundane tasks of parenting and make it funny because it is mundane.
Yeah, feeding your kid can be so long and so boring. And, I want to film it and make it a fun experience and show people that it can be a fun experience. So do feeding time, bedtime, bath time, changing time, whatever it is. That's kind of the idea behind this whole thing.
Would you say sometimes it could exploit your child by getting
There are some people that are say that, but me and you have been filming content for
way before.
7 years before. So we've just kind of carried on, creating content around our life,
Our
and then
family.
that now involves family life.
Before I even knew you, I was filming vlogs and doing stuff daily.
Me too.
And the same with you. We've always been doing it. And then naturally, it's like I wrote a shopping list of what I wanted in a man, and I wanted somebody that loved filming as much as I love filming. And that's when Barney came about, and we loved it, but we didn't start it.
That's
for
when the
years.
heavens opened, and then
We
suddenly someone heard.
We didn't start a series. We would be very infrequent with it.
Floated down.
So if you go right back
landed.
to like the beginning of our social media, you can find like on older channels of ours, you can find old content of me and Barney when we were super young.
What's the
doing
first
stuff
YouTube
together.
video you ever uploaded?
Oh, the first one. I did a Britney.
Shut
I
up.
told you this.
Wait, what did you do?
I did a Britney music video. I made
You did
a
a
music video in my house
Oh my God, can
with
I see it?
my girlfriend.
Can you show it to me at some
I
point?
don't think it's on there. But it's
We're
me
gonna
and my
find it.
girlfriend.
Tasking you a task, everyone that watches or listens to this podcast. Look up Jamie Lisa doing a Britney Spears music video.
It was Hands on Me. It was her one about orgasming. That's what the
and
track
How
was.
old were you?
I was about 15.
Flipping it. No,
16?
YouTube wasn't around when you were 15.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm
Breathe
kidding,
on
it
Me.
probably
The
was.
track's called Breathe on Me. Hang on, I'm going to
Breathe on Me.
Jamie Lisa.
Jamie Lisa.
Oh my God.
See if you guys can find
I think
the
I
YouTube
think
video.
I uploaded it in
I think
2007.
my first ever YouTube video, I think, was I wanted to do movie reviews because I followed someone called Jeremy Johns, who is a hilarious movie reviewer. And I was like, I like this guy. I want to do something like this. And I decided my first one was I did a review of the not Superman, of the Justice League movie. That was my first video.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't Jesus me, actually.
But what was the first one we did together?
Oh my goodness.
Was
the first
it LA?
YouTube
Was
video
it
we did together.
Croatia?
No, I think it was, it might have been like a couple's holiday kind of vibey video. But anyway, we've had Christmas. We've had New Year's. We've had time to think. What in your mind was the best gift for a mum, a dad, and a baby? Maybe from one of the ones that we've received, but also from ones
The
that you've
most
also
successful
seen.
Christmas gift since it's been 4 weeks since Christmas, 3 weeks since Christmas.
Yep.
What do you think was the most successful one we got for? Me and you only did one gift each this year.
Yeah,
so.
we did. I got you a calendar that could basically stretch to all of your...
And I still actually haven't played with my main gift yet properly. I was about to learn it the other day.
I got Jamie a Native Instruments DJ beat pad.
Which I've used before in previous studios, but I have my own one now. Which
And
means
Jamie got me the Asus ROG, which is the portable games console.
really cool.
Very cool.
Rocket was the winner of Christmas. Santa got him so many gifts.
Oh my God. Like, it's ridiculous. Because I said to Jamie, like, we should only get him like 1 or 2 toys. Because A, everyone's going to get him toys. And B, Santa's going to bring him stuff, etc. So...
I mean,
he ended up with so many toys.
We did get carried
exactly
away.
what I didn't want to do.
Yeah, but I think it was more the fact that everybody got him gifts. Even friends that don't get gifts got him gifts. And I was just like Connor the other day, bringing him that gift.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a solid gift she got
It
him.
was a very solid gift.
Really cool.
It's a little fire engine thing, wasn't it? Like
yeah.
Police, fireman kind of, what do you call it? Like a building that you could push the cars in and out of.
I'm trying to think what the most successful thing was for Christmas this year for him. I think the most fun he had, would it be the Pepper laptop? Pepper Pig laptop?
The cash register he's a big fan of. Anything with buttons that does something. So like a cash register where you press something.
That was his big gift.
And it comes out. He loves that.
Yeah.
So that was our big gift to him. He also got a Pepper laptop, like you said.
And
which
it's so funny.
So annoying.
In our video on YouTube of Christmas Day, he opens it and Barney's like, who got him that? And we got him it. He just couldn't remember that we bought him this Pepper laptop.
That's how many presents Jamie wanted to buy Rocket.
I wanted to get him a car as well. Yes, I did. We got
She
him
wanted to get him a car, an electric one.
yeah, but
They're like he presses the pedal and like they're like
house,
£400.
yeah, and the house is not big enough for that. That's ridiculous. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm very, you know what? This is the thing though. When you're away a lot for work, you want to get, and that's my love language. I want to gift him lots of things.
You change your love language every bloody week.
No, I have 2.
Stop
Gift
changing
giving
your
and
love
words of
language.
affirmation.
No, you like receiving gifts actually, not giving gifts.
I do like giving gifts.
No,
I
you
get
like
such
receiving
pleasure
them.
of giving Tyler,
Liar.
Rocket. Yes. Tyler did very well this year as well. Tyler is my sister, if you're wondering. should get her on the podcast. One time we got her on the podcast, we ended up having an argument and I stormed
We
out the
did.
room.
Jamie thought that me and Tyler were ganging up on her.
Which
And
normally
Jamie
happens.
stormed out. It's the first time we've ever had a storm out on the podcast. I think that one of the most practical gifts is something that I bought us as a family. I bought an inflatable aeroplane seat cover. So basically it has a segment of it that has like a leg that you inflate and then a inflatable bed. So what it does is the leg bit goes into the footwell of the plane if you're in like an economy seat on a flight for long haul flights. And then it basically turns the seat into an extended version. And so your kid as a toddler can lay down and basically have a bed to sleep.
But
because
apparently
we're
it's
possibly
illegal
going
in
long
some
haul.
airlines.
Ours comes with a seatbelt attachment, so I can't imagine that that's not legal.
Well, apparently so.
That'd be really annoying because they're actually not cheap. I think it was 60 quid.
What?
Yeah, and it's literally just an inflatable.
Yeah, some airlines, they don't let you do that.
Oh,
if you're
flipping
sneaky
heck.
about it, you can get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just somewhere for him to lie down because if we're going on a long haul flight, like if we do go to Bali, that's 9 hours and then another 9 hours.
My Karen in the comment.
Oh, you have a Karen in the comments?
I do. You had a Karen in the comment.
Oh, so you pay more attention to my comments section than I do.
No. My Karen is my Karen.
Okay, go on
About
then,
Rocket's
Karen.
name. Just slating our son's name again.
Saying, why would you call him Rocket?
And I made a TikTok being like, guys, wait until the second baby because it would just be as outrageous.
Of course.
So do you have any ideas for second baby names if you
Oh
ever
my
did a second
God.
baby name? We were on the beach, actually. This was a really funny story. Walking down the road and Barney's like, I've just come up with a really good name if we had another baby. And I was like, oh, what do you think it would be? He was like, Jet. And I was like, but our kid's called Rocket. It'd be Rocket and Jet. They think we were obsessed with freaking space. And then he was like, oh my God, how did I not think that?
I honestly didn't think of that as well. But then recently you've been like, I love the name Jet.
I do. It's such a
Suddenly
cool
love
name.
God. So I don't know. I think for a girl, I really like the name Penelope, but you don't like it.
Always hated it. And
Yeah.
I like
Penny Banks. How good would Penny Banks be?
No, I like Billy Banks for a girl.
Billy, I like as well.
Billy Banks, like, because Billy is a short version of William, and William's a family name, so it kind of works for both families,
True.
which is one of my faves.
And I love a bit of alliteration. Billy Banks. Cool name.
Jagger we like as well,
Jagger.
because that's your grandmother's maiden name,
Yeah.
but your brother has that as a middle
Yeah.
name.
And so does the TikTok
But
couple.
if he calls his kid Barney, we're calling a kid Jagger.
For
We just have to get
goodness
pregnant
sake.
first, guys. We're not trying.
Ugh.
We're just putting this into the universe.
You did a pregnancy test yesterday.
You told them that? Oh my God, you can't tell them that.
Why?
I mean, that's quite...
Because your glucose levels were dropping and you were having mood swings and you were like, get me a pregnancy test. So I did. And then she did it. And then it was a no.
I mean, to be honest, if I was pregnant, it would be too soon to test anyway. From
great.
the time
So
I
now
think
you're
that
just
we...
Upping the tension one more time.
Dum, dum, dum,
By the way,
dum,
I
dum,
still
dum.
could be.
No, but can I tell you the
Screw
funniest
you.
part? We buy the pregnancy test. I do it. And we're waiting. And then we look and there's a little booklet on there. And I was like, what does this mean? And he goes, what does it mean? And we looked and it was like, inaccurate test, need to test again. So we had to buy...
11 quid that cost me. 11 quid.
So I had to buy another test. So I bought one for £18, but it came with two. And we did it. And it said, not preggers.
Not preggers for now. So
For now.
something that we actually used to talk about a lot on the pod, bringing it back. What are you watching at the moment?
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
I freaking loved it.
Okay.
Who's the actress? She's from
She's from the
Two and
Big
a Half
Bang
Men?
Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
The
That's
blonde
it.
girl that plays Penny. She's the lead in it. I don't know her name, but she's the lead in it. It's called Based on a True Story. It's about a couple that start a podcast with a serial killer.
She does loads of cameo stuff. Like she did Flight Attendant as well. She was a lead in that as well.
Yeah.
But she's a lead in
She's
this.
done very well.
And it's the thing is that Based on a True Story is very familiar to, they're a couple and they're struggling with their life, like a young couple who had recently fallen pregnant, and then they come up with starting a podcast about her obsession with true crime, serial killers. And it's so funny because I'm obsessed with documentaries about serial
Yeah.
killers.
What
Did
is
you
it with
come
women?
to bed?
What
you
is
came
it?
to bed last night and I was watching serial killers.
Yeah. What is it with women and being obsessed with like documentaries about serial killers? Like, what is it? I just don't understand. I'm at the moment, I've just started watching a TV series on Disney called The Bear. It's been out for a
You
while.
didn't tell me this.
Yeah, it's a cooking one.
Oh.
Yeah, I started watching it
Oh
with you.
yeah,
and
we
you fell
watched it.
asleep.
I fell asleep.
But it's anxiety-inducing It's so anxiety.
Do you like it then?
But it's great. It's about a guy who used to be like a Michelin star chef, and his brother dies and leaves him like a sandwich shop, and so he decides to take on the sandwich shop to try and make it amazing. But he used to be like a Michelin star chef. He used to work at Noma, which is one of the most famous restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
It's not based on a true story, by the way, but it's great acting. The guy's fantastic. And then I also have a pick for 2023, meaning my TV series of 2023, like my favorite one that I watched. Do you have a favorite from 2023? What was your favorite series you watched last year?
No, I don't.
It stands out? No, mine's Blue Eye Samurai. If you haven't seen Blue Eye Samurai, it's on Netflix. Make sure you watch it, especially if you're into things like animation. It is an animated it's an animated anime. It is an anime show. Anime. It's freaking amazing. Yeah. And that's my
You're
boy
funny
take.
Because you love that kind of stuff. And for me, I'm like, me and you have such different tastes when it comes.
But we gel so well.
We really fucking gel. Oh my God.
So you don't have a 2023 series of the year?
No.
For yourself?
No, guys, that's not my orgasm voice, by the way.
Oh.
I was doing the Kylie Jenner thing.
I don't think anyone was wondering that.
Oh.
Yeah. They've also said that Stranger Things season 5 has just started production.
God.
Just started.
All of them are grown up now.
Yeah, they stopped because of the writer's strike.
So what are they going to do? Are they going to skip a few years? They must have to.
Well, I mean,
because all the kids are growing up.
Well, it ended, didn't it? The ending of the last season was like the world's falling to shit. So it's how they approach it. So I don't. You can always with makeup and stuff like that make people look younger.
No, they're not going to do that for CGI the whole way through. 100%, it's going to be flash forward 5 years, and they've like all come out of college or something. They're going to have to work to their age.
The world's like ending. They have to address it right now.
But this is how you have to act when you have kid actors, because the kid actors ain't kids anymore.
Yeah, but I don't know if you remember how the last season ended.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
yeah.
if you remember how the last season ended, you'd know why they can't.
I don't even remember why I ate this morning.
They can't wait for 5 years and be like 5 years later. Like they can't do that. Okay. So
good for you, babe.
But what are you excited for in 2024 when it comes to movies? June 2 is the thing I'm most excited for.
I'm the worst person for this because I don't actually know what goes out until
also because you fall asleep in every film, so you don't know what you've seen.
And you know what? I figured that out. I think that's a glucose issue.
Okay.
I do. I think that's a glucose issue for my obsession with my glucose sugar levels. Apparently, people with glucose problems fall asleep really early. Can you believe I'm a DJ? But that's the thing. I'm a pro napper, and I think it's because of my glucose levels. Cool.
Well. That is episode done. How you feeling?
We need a shake. Should we get a shake?
Well, yeah, we can get a protein shake. That's fine.
No. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate all your reviews and your likes and your shares. It means the world, and it means we can get better and better guests on. We've got a guest coming on next week, and I'm so excited to get her on. So, on that note, tune in next week.
And make sure if you've got any stories to share, go to iammrbanks@gmail.com and send over your ideas or your stories.
Send us an email. That'd be great.
Thanks so much. And remember, shh,
don't tell mum.
Shh, don't tell mum.